Forces. There have always been bodies overseeing the work of the police, from justices of the peace to watch committees. But it's been the work of police authorities since 1964. Well, now they're to be replaced by a single police commissioner for each force that you will elect in 5 months' time. As Andrew Sinclair reports, the first candidates are now being selected.
These are the people who Labour hope will soon be the region's police and crime commissioners, one for every county, many of them former local councillors, but all stressing that if elected, they'll be staunchly independent.
My track record always says that I stand up for the people who I represented, and I'll stand up for Norfolk first. What I want people to see me as is Norfolk-minded, rather than particularly Labour or independent-minded. So we're looking for local solutions, but in that context of bringing Labour values in.
This is a new idea, one person to be the face of policing in a county, responsible for policy, not day-to-day operations, and answerable to the electorate. But the biggest challenge at the moment is to sell the idea to voters.
What's the matter with the system that they got at the moment?
Why should they get more money wasted?
So it's already sort of set up like that anyway. I don't think that needs to be changed.
The police minister in Northamptonshire this week tried to do his bit.
Everybody will have their say, the ability to influence local policing priorities. It will put the public in the driving seat, it will help the fight against crime, and it will strengthen the bridge between the police and the public.
Labour have all their team in place. The Lib Dems are still deciding if they'll even take part. The Conservatives so far have just selected 2 candidates. This is their one for Northamptonshire, very enthusiastic about the new post.
It's the best opportunity to do new things. So I'm not having to step into anyone else's footsteps, do anything anyone else's way. I can develop this, design it, make it what I will.
The wild card in these elections could be the independent candidates, local people who feel strongly about policing, like this businessman in Norfolk.
I've lost £250,000 in theft this year alone, and I would say that in the last 40 years since I've been in business, I've lost over £1 million. And I can tell you now, nobody's ever been caught or convicted for any of those crimes.
The candidates are enthusiastic. Now they need to win over the public.
So, Kelvin Hopkins, the Labour Party seems to have embraced this idea. Have you?
Well, we've embraced the idea. The legislation has gone through, and we've got our candidates, splendid candidates, as you've seen. I was there too, now in place. I think the main thing is to try to protect the country and protect our region against the effect of police cuts.
I'm getting a very negative vibe from you on this. Does it mean that you're grudgingly accepting what's already been decided?
Well, I think nationally we put a case, an alternative case, but now we have police commissioners. We're going to go for it very strongly and do our best to protect the public, given that we're going to have savage police cuts, which are already affecting us now.
Come back to you in a moment. Stephen Metcalfe, in times of austerity, I beg your pardon, why spend more than £100 million on electing these people?
Well, I think this is about closing the democratic deficit. I don't think it can be a bad idea to have someone who is in charge of policing at a local level, someone who is directly accountable to the people that they serve, and this is what this is about. Now, I'm hoping that the costs of electing police commissioners, whatever that turns out to be, will be more than covered by the commissioner's ability to cut bureaucracy, to actually get our policemen out of the police stations and back onto the streets.
But who's going to police the commissioners, though?
Well, the community, who polices any elected representative. That's what they are. They put themselves forward, they say what they're going to do, they then hopefully do it, and then they are held to account by the public that they serve.
Kelvin Hopkins, what's your view on that idea? For example, in America, I know it's not here in the UK, but there have been several cases of corruption.